Alright, so paracord Loctite method. You're going to take your paracord and you're going to cut the end of it so you can pull these white strings out. Should be about 4 white strings in each piece of paracord. And then you're going to take one of those 4 and you're going to cut it in 2 equal lengths. So I have one cut here, which I've already kind of spread out. So you're going to cut about 1 inch long. You're going to do that twice, one of these. And each of those contains 2 strings that are wrapped around each other. You're going to separate those 2. So you have 3 or 4 things that look like this. So if I were to take that apart, I would have 4 of these. You're going to spread each of them out nice and wide, so they're not wrapped up. They're not twisted anymore, so they're nice and spread out like this one is right here. And you're going to take between either 2 of those or 3 of those or 4 of those, depending on how much pressure you want on that screw. So I could take all of these, but I'd have to unravel this first. I just can't do it with one hand. But for this demonstration, I'm just going to take 2 of them instead of 3 or 4. So I'm going to take these 2. I'm going to put it over my hole. Just spread out nicely. So it would be a little bit thicker if we had all 4 of them. If we really wanted our screw to be tight. So what you're going to do next is you're going to just press it into that hole with your Torx bit. Oh. See how I have it nice and spread out along the hole? So I got one of them in there. Now I can crisscross them. I can just put them right up next to each other, on top of each other. It doesn't really matter. But then you're going to end up having something like this. You're going to have it kind of sticking up, just like that. See how it's down in the hole? It's lining that thread. And then I'm going to put my screw right on top of it, kind of drop it into the center of those strands that are sticking out. I'm going to take my bit, push it down, and just screw it right in. Now there's going to be some pressure as you screw it in. So actually I'm feeling a lot of pressure. So that means that screw, once you get it down in there, it's not going to come out unless you forcefully unscrew it. It's going to really stay where it's at. Now it looks like I lost a little bit there, but you know, let's say I had all 4 of those, then that wouldn't be a problem, you know. But actually, these screw tolerances are really good, so I don't think I could fit any more of this stuff in there. I think those 2 were the perfect amount for this Benchmade 46. So I would just screw this in as far as it can go or whatever, and that's it. That's all there is to it. That, you know, you can cut it after you've screwed it in fully. Scissors, just snip it, and then take a lighter and just burn the excess off. And then the screw should never move again unless you want to take it out, which is a lot easier than trying to take out a screw with Loctite. You're going to be able to do it with this method. But it won't move at the same time. It'll stay exactly where it is unless you want to remove it, which is why it's the best method. And I've had Balisongs that I flip every single day. Screws haven't budged for almost a year now, you know, for at least 6 months. They've stayed exactly where they are with no tap, countless drops. So, and I've tried red Loctite, and even red Loctite won't hold the screw like that for me. So this is definitely the best method. It doesn't look the best. I mean, even if you burn it off, you'll still see a little bit of string sticking up, but yeah, it's the best for a flipper.